Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week's top 10 list is going to get some people angry, and I don't care. When I put out my last video about silver, someone suggested to me that I should go on and debate an actual silver dealer. And my response was, there's nothing to debate. The facts are all on my side. What is there to debate? And they thought, well, it'd be interesting to hear. Okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. Today's top 10 list are the top 10 reasons silver dealers will tell you to buy silver and why they're not true. Okay, so I'm going to go through 10 points, one at a time, and you guys can share this video with any silver dealer you like, and they can reply to that, and they can try to come up with ways to go around the actual facts. All right, so these are the 10 that I came up with. Number 10, and by the way, as you can see here, this is JM Bullion and their silver prices, and their silver prices only go back to 1991. And if you were to extend this, it doesn't really change much until you hit, what was it, 1979 or something like that, where there is another spike like this, and let me stress, spike. Goes straight up, goes back down. I don't know why JM Bullion doesn't want to show you anything prior to that. Probably because this only goes to 94, and if you take this back all the way to 1904, it would still be that straight line, with the exception of the little bump there for the 70s when was it the Hunt brothers that tried to buy up all the silver? Anyway, so I'm just going to have this up here because this is what everybody's using. So anyway, number 10 on the list. People talk about $50 an ounce silver. Silver is going to be $50 an ounce. Okay, well, as I've mentioned, there have been two times that silver came close to that. Here's one of them. You can see that right here. This was, what do we got here? This was, it says there, it's not right. Where is it? There. There's 42.88. April 2021. That it got up to $42 an ounce. Okay. You can see right before that, huge spike, and what happened afterwards? Right back down. There's another spike exactly like that. I think it may have gotten to 48 or 49 even, like I said, in the 70s. Huge spike, and then right back down. Okay, so if that's what silver does when it hits $50, and it's never hit $50 or never stayed above $50 for more than, I'll give you a month, even though I doubt it was even that long. It races up there and then it falls back down. If you are an investor and you know something is going to race up to $50, what should you do when it hits $50? History says you better sell it ASAP because it's going to plummet right back down. And like what JM Bullion won't show you prior to this, that's exactly what happened in the late 70s, early 80s as well. Shot straight up to 50 and then went back down. So my question to you is, with everybody screaming $50 an ounce silver, when it hits $50 an ounce, are you going to sell or are you going to buy more? That's my question. Okay, so $50 an ounce silver, no, not going to happen. Even if it does, it will happen momentarily, and then it's going to go right back down. So I don't want to hear any more about $50 an ounce silver. Not happening. Number 9 on my list. Number 9, people say, well, I have silver as a hedge. How many times have you heard the word hedge? Okay, what does that mean? What's a hedge? And I'm not talking about the shrubbery for you Monty Python fans. The shrubbery, I mean the hedge. It's a hedge. What is a hedge? A hedge is a bad bet that you make for insurance purposes. That's what a hedge is. Okay? Let's ignore silver. Let's forget about silver. Okay? Let's look at gambling, because after all, investing in the stock market is just legalized gambling. Let's say you put all your money, or you put $1,000 to win on one particular horse. And then you realize, wow, that's $1,000 on one horse. And yeah, that horse is supposed to win, but you know something? I should put like $10 on each of the other horses just in case. That way I get a little bit of my money back if that guy that I bet all that money on doesn't come in to win. So even though he's supposed to win, I'm going to bet good money in a bad way against him to hedge my bet. That way, no matter what, I get something back. That's what a hedge is. So a hedge is a bad bet. A bad bet just in case. That's a hedge. Some people will call it insurance. Insurance is a bad bet. Look at how much money you've paid in insurance compared to how much you have been paid by insurance. And if you don't think that more money has been paid into insurance, then you ask all the insurance companies how they have enough money to sponsor the names on stadiums. It's because they collect a lot of money, because insurance is a bad bet. It's a hedge. A hedge is a bad bet. I'm not saying don't buy insurance. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying insurance is a hedge. A hedge is a bad bet. If you are buying silver as a hedge, then what are you spending the majority of your money on? That's the good bet. If you find yourself spending the majority of your money on silver, it's not a hedge. That's number 9. Number 8. Some people will say specifically that the stock or the buying silver is a hedge against inflation. Have you heard that one? So they aren't saying about anything else. They're saying, well, if the economy tanks and everything else, silver is a hedge against inflation. Really? Today's date, what is today's date? 5/17/22. Okay. We're coming out of a year of 8.9% inflation. That's the worst inflation in I don't know how many decades. 8.9%. Okay, there's your inflation rate. That is horrendous. But luckily, you have silver, your hedge against inflation. And in the time period that inflation went from 0 to 8.9%, in that 1 year span where inflation has been out of control, what did silver do? I don't know. Let's look. Where's the 1 year? Here's 1 year. Oh, would you look at that? 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, silver, $28 an ounce. Now, from May 17th, 2021 until May 17th, 2022, in that 1 year's time, inflation went up 8.9%. And your silver, your hedge against inflation, mind you, went from $28 an ounce to, as we can see right over here, $21.57 or $21.86, whichever of these two you prefer to look at. We'll even say $21.86 because that's the higher of the two. And frankly, I don't care because it's not this. It's not $28. It's $21. That is how well of a hedge against inflation silver is. So much for the hedge against inflation. It's not going to be $50. It's not a general hedge, and it's most certainly not a hedge against inflation. Inflation made your $1 bill decline 8.9%. But your silver, which is rated in $1 bills, declined from 28 to 21. What is that? $7 an ounce. That's well over 25%. So the dollar went down 8%, almost 9%. Silver went down 25%. Oh, wait, that's right. We measure silver in dollars. So it didn't go down 25% because it's measured in dollars, and those dollars that it's measured in also went down 8.9%. So you've got your 25% then tack on your 8.9% depreciation of the dollar. That is your inflationary hedge silver. So no, it is certainly not a hedge against inflation. Okay, that was number, what did I say, 10, 9, that was number 8. Number 7, people will tell you you have to stack physical silver. Don't buy paper silver. Paper is junk. You have to stack physical silver. Why? Physical silver is the exact same price as paper silver. With physical silver, you have to store it. You have to protect it. Generally, if you have a mountain of silver, you probably also have a mountain of lead, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a mountain of silver buried in your backyard, you also don't need a mountain of lead buried in your closet. If you have paper silver, it's secure. You have it. You can move it with the click of a mouse. You don't have to wait for a business to open. You don't have to haul it in your truck to the coin dealer and pay premiums. Oh, premiums. Oh, do I even want to talk about that? No, I'll get to those later. But physical silver, you actually have to store and protect. Where paper silver, which is rated at the exact same price, doesn't have the premiums. So, what is wrong with paper silver? Since they're both the same, well, they're not. They're not even the same money wise. Why should I say that they're the same? They're not. There is no premium on paper silver. So, if you are doing this as an investment, if you are doing it to protect yourself, paper silver is the way to go. Let's see. Number 6. People talk about taxes. And a lot of you guys are going to hate me for saying this, but paying tax is your admission fee to being a citizen in this country. Okay? If you have a problem paying tax, that means you have a problem funding the government. Now, I agree that the government wastes money like nobody else's business. I understand that. That doesn't change the fact that if there are no taxes paid, then there is no government. And if there's no government, there's no America. If you don't fund the government, then there is no government of America, and that means anybody can come and take us over, and we will no longer be America. Well, I'm sure all of you, I don't even want to get into that one yet because that's the next one. But, so yes, are there tax savings for converting your entire estate into silver and then just handing a silver bar to your next of kin? Yeah, sure there are. But your tax savings comes at the expense of every single other person in this country. So apparently you must be better than every single other person in this country because you don't have to pay tax. That's kind of entitled, especially when the people that get out of paying the most tax are the ones that can afford to pay the most tax. So that's what I feel about that. If you don't feel like paying for the government that we have, then maybe you're in the wrong country. All right, let's see. Number 5 on the list. People love talking about when the dollar crashes. Okay, the dollar's not going to crash. Let's just start there. The dollar is the most safest currency in the country, or on the planet. The world depends on the U.S. dollar. It doesn't matter if you personally don't believe in the U.S. dollar. 70% of U.S. dollars are outside of the country, which means that 70% of our economy is outside of the country, and the dollar is doing just fine. So the dollar is not going to crash. Once again, if the dollar does crash, we don't have a country. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that the dollar is garbage, you're basically saying that our country is garbage. And whether you think our country is garbage or not, I used the word patriotic one other time, and I got a whole bunch of crap for that. But no, it's not. If you're going to sit there and root for our country to be in its own demise, that's not patriotic at all. But there are so many people that want to stack silver. I just wrote down in my notes SHTF. That would be stuff hits the fan, if I remember right. And I'm going to leave it at stuff hitting the fan. If stuff hits the fan, you don't need silver. You need, like I said in one of the other examples, lead, not silver. Silver will be useless to you if stuff hits the fan. So no, the dollar's not going to crash. The dollar has been losing value since the inception of the Federal Reserve. And that was, when was that? 1914? Was that the first year for the Federal Reserve notes? Yeah, so we're well over 100 years past that. Get over it. That's a conspiracy theory. Grow up. Number 4. Silver has inert value. That's why you get silver, and that's why you get physical instead of paper, because silver in and of itself has value. Compared to a dollar bill, which is backed by nothing, silver has value. Really? We're going to go through this again. Yes, silver has value. I understand silver has value. How do we value it? In dollars. So until you start valuing dollars in silver, which doesn't happen, The dollar is how you value silver. How much is that little bar of silver worth? How many dollars is it worth? See, that's the conversion. Everything is converted into dollars. Now, it's funny because people will sit there and say, well, paper money isn't backed by anything. So I don't like paper money because it's not backed. I like stuff that has value, right? That's the argument. Ask that same person their opinion on cryptocurrency. I don't know of anybody talking about this in this particular tone. What's a Bitcoin? Aside from something you can't see, feel, touch, taste, hear, whatever, it's an imaginary figure. That's a Bitcoin. Why does it have value? Because we says it does. We say it has value. Well, that's the same thing we say about the dollar. So if you can't differentiate paper money not having value and a Bitcoin not having value, why are you spending $20,000 on a Bitcoin now? That's just stupid. That's quite literally a pyramid scheme. A Bitcoin is worth money because people will spend money on it and they know that they can sell it. Now, there are going to be people that say, well, there's a finite number of Bitcoins. Okay, well, my dollar has 2 decimal points. We call them cents. You can have 100 cents to a dollar. I don't know what a decimal point in a Bitcoin is called, but I know there's at least, 6 of them, 8 of them, which means all you have to do is add another decimal point, and now you've multiplied the current number of spendable Bitcoins by 10. Add another decimal point. You just multiplied it by another 10. Add 2 more. Now you multiplied it by 100. So don't tell me how paper money is being constantly printed and they're printing it like it's going out of style and they just print more money so it's worth less, less, and less, and less. People are mining Bitcoin. As we speak, people are mining Bitcoin, which means every day another Bitcoin is added, or however many Bitcoins are added. So they are still making Bitcoins. And when they don't make Bitcoins anymore, they'll just chop the pieces up smaller and smaller until there's an infinite number of pieces. Kind of like printing money. So, yeah. The inert value of silver, I cannot take this to the gas station and get gas for it. And if, well, I should have said this in the stuff hit the fan section. If stuff hits the fan, I'm not going to be able to take this to the gas station. I might be able to take some bullets to the gas station if there's any gas left, but if stuff hits the fan, that'll be the least of your worries. All right, number three on this list, we're going to talk premiums. All right, how are we going to talk premiums? I kept this up for a reason. Let's see what we got here. 1 ounce silver American Eagle. Let's click on this just to see what happens. Here we go. I'm sure you guys are quite familiar with these. Now, we've got right here, silver, ask is $21.87 an ounce. Okay. If you wanted to buy paper silver, you're going to pay $21.87 for your paper silver. But no, that's not good enough for you. You need physical. Not only do you need physical, you need an American Silver Eagle, which is worth $21.87. Let's say you want one of them. And let's say you're going to pay like the whole world pays with a credit card. You're going to pay $39.44 on this site. $39.44. The price of silver is $21. So let's see. What is that for a premium? That is 10 and that's what is that? Almost $18. That's your premium. Now, yeah, $18 there, fine. Do an e-check, it's $2 cheaper. Actually, it's $1.50 cheaper. So you're at $17.50 here. $17.50 in premiums. In premiums. Or you can buy paper silver, which doesn't have a premium. But no, gotta have physical silver because reasons. Makes no sense. If you're buying this for any reason that's even close to investing, buy paper silver. Don't buy this because you can buy almost twice as much. So stupid. Can't believe people do this. Number 2. Let's just go back to the previous. Let's see where I can go to the chart there. Where is it? Here we go. Silver price charts. Is that what I had on before? Historical thing. Let's see. Oh, it's down on the bottom. That's where it is. There we go. Okay. Number two, people will tell you that the silver market and everything that I am saying about the silver market is that way because the market is manipulated. Really? Manipulated? What's another word for manipulated? Should we go rigged, maybe? The market is rigged. The market is manipulated. The market is they're cheating. Is that correct? I'm asking you guys because I'm not in the silver market. But those of you who tell people that the silver market is manipulated, and those of you who believe that the silver market is manipulated, let's put it this way. My neighbor wants to run a poker game, and he's looking for more people to play poker. The minimum buy-in's $1,000, and I would like you to come play poker with us. He cheats, but, it's $1,000 buy-in. So how fast are you going to line up to come play poker? You're not. Why? Because he cheats. Because he manipulates it. Because what you wouldn't put money where you know you're being cheated. So if you know the silver market is being manipulated, why are you putting your money in it? I don't understand. Is it because it says silver? Take silver out of the equation. And now rationally explain to me why you are putting money in a manipulated market. You can't. There is no rational explanation. It's not like silver is the only thing you can put money into. It's not. There's more things than you can imagine to invest your money into. But silver is a manipulated market, and you're told that by the people who are in the market. And yet you're going to invest anyway. What more do I have to say about that? And number one on the list, number one is a used car salesman term. And I say that, I don't know that a used car salesman would actually say this particular thing, but you understand the person I'm talking about when I say that, okay? When the price of silver goes up, they tell you to buy. When the price of silver goes down, they say buy more, it's on sale. When the price starts going up, they say, oh, buy now before it goes up too high. When the price is too high, they say, well, you can still buy. Just remember, price averaging, you're doing okay because you bought it cheaper last week. Yeah, you paid a little more this week, but when you price average, you're coming out okay. Price average? Price average? Is that what we're down to? Oh, you bought it cheap last year. It's a little more expensive this year, but when you price average, you're okay. Really? How much is gas by you right now? Gas around me is $4.59 a gallon. And that's because of the war in that's because of Russia and the war in Ukraine. That's why gas prices are through the roof. Okay. Since COVID hit, gas was $2, dropped down to almost $1 because nobody left their house. So I remember going to Vegas the very first trip and paying right around $1.25, $1.50 a gallon for gas. I remember it was dirt cheap. The next trip it was $2. The next trip it was $3. Gas is now $4.59. But you know something? It's okay. Because if I price average the gas, I've only been paying $2.79 a gallon since COVID hit. So if you understand price averaging, you cannot be upset about gas prices right now because, well, forget the last 2 years. The course of your entire driving life. Gas was under $1 at one point, so if you price average the $4.59 we're paying now, then it's okay. Or does that not make any sense? Or are you just pissed off that gas prices are ridiculously high? Well, if you're pissed off that gas prices are as high as they are, what's your excuse for buying $28 an ounce silver as it plummets? Price averaging. If I price it, no. When you see a spike, that's when you sell. Then it comes back down, that's when you buy. When it goes back up, that's when you sell. Now it's starting to go back down again. Once it gets back down to here, then you can buy. The rest of the time is just waiting. All right. So there are my 10 points on silver. Go ahead and share this with any silver dealer you like. I would love to see what they have to say back because There's no arguing with any of those points. It's just facts. Um, it's spin. That's all they are doing is spinning. That's all they are doing is trying to convince you to continue putting your money where it's supposed to go. And like I said, I want to go back to that very first point. $50 silver. If silver gets to $50 tomorrow, are you going to sell it? Probably not. Will silver get to $50 ever again? Probably not. So what should you do if silver does get up that high? You should sell. But you won't. Because I'm just a currency guy. What do I know? All right, guys, if you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading your comments, and I'm going to love reading these. Please share this with a silver dealer. See what they have to say. I have the feeling they don't have... what can they say? What can they say about it? There's nothing they can say. They're just going to be cursing at me for exposing all of this. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.